Your brain is running on a lie right now. Not metaphorically, biologically. Every time you eat sugar, your dopamine system fires the same reward circuitry that lights up with nicotine. A study from Princeton University found that sugar can produce dependency behaviors in animal models that mirror those seen with addictive substances. And yet you've been told a teaspoon here, a cookie there, no big deal. That is a dangerous myth, because what happens inside your body when you remove sugar for just 14 days is so dramatic, so measurable, that researchers can track it in your blood, your brain, and your arteries within hours of your last bite. In the next few minutes, I'll break down what actually shifts inside your biology day by day, why you feel worse before you feel better, and what your body is silently doing to repair itself the moment sugar leaves the picture. If this channel is new to you, subscribe now. What you're about to hear might be the most important 14 minutes you spend this year. Here's the mechanism you need to understand before anything else makes sense. Your pancreas produces insulin, a hormone whose entire job is to act like a key, unlocking your cells so glucose can enter and be used as fuel. Now imagine that key being used so often, so aggressively, that the lock starts to wear out. That's insulin resistance. When you eat sugar constantly, your cells stop responding properly to insulin's signal. Glucose stays in the bloodstream longer than it should. Your pancreas panics and pumps out even more insulin. The whole system becomes loud, chaotic, and exhausting. Think of it like a fire alarm that goes off so often in a building that workers start ignoring it entirely. Removing sugar is like disconnecting the false alarms one by one, and within 14 days, your body starts remembering what silence feels like. The first thing that hits you, usually within the first 2 to 3 days, is what researchers call sugar withdrawal. And yes, that word is accurate. Your brain's reward pathway, powered largely by dopamine, has been calibrated to expect regular sugar hits. When those stop, dopamine activity drops temporarily. You may feel irritable, foggy, headachy. Some people describe it as a kind of low-grade sadness, like something is missing. That something is a neurochemical rush your brain had come to depend on. This is the hidden strength of sugar addiction. It doesn't feel like addiction because the substance is legal, celebrated, and baked into birthday cakes. But the biology doesn't care about social norms. The weakness here is real. Days 1 through 3 are the hardest. Your energy feels unstable because your body is still reaching for the fast fuel that isn't coming. The key biological term here is glycogen depletion. Your liver stores sugar as glycogen, and as those stores run low, your body has to begin transitioning to fat metabolism. That transition is uncomfortable, but it is also the beginning of something remarkable. Remember this, the discomfort of day 2 is the sound of your metabolism shifting gears. By days 4 through 7, something starts to change in your bloodstream. Your triglyceride levels begin to fall. Triglycerides are fat particles that circulate in your blood, and excess sugar is one of their primary drivers. The American Heart Association has flagged high triglycerides as a serious cardiovascular risk factor, and sugar consumption is directly linked to their elevation. When you remove sugar, your liver stops converting excess fructose into these fat particles at the same rate. Your blood, quite literally, becomes less thick with debris. Think of the difference between water flowing cleanly through a pipe versus maple syrup. Reducing triglycerides is like thinning the syrup back toward water. The strength of this shift is that it happens faster than most people expect. The catch is that you won't feel it. There's no sensation for clean.
That's why so many people stop before the benefits compound. Your arteries are healing in silence, while you're checking the mirror for results that haven't appeared yet. The biological term to hold on to here is hepatic lipogenesis, the liver's process of converting sugar into fat. When sugar decreases, hepatic lipogenesis slows. Your liver exhales. Between days 7 and 10, your skin begins to tell a different story. Chronic sugar consumption triggers a process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to collagen and elastin fibers, the structural proteins that keep your skin firm and elastic. Glycation produces compounds called advanced glycation end products. Scientists call them AGEs, and the acronym is appropriate. AGEs make your skin stiffer, duller, and more prone to wrinkling. They accelerate the biological clock in your dermis in ways that no topical cream can fully reverse. When sugar exits your diet, glycation slows. Collagen fibers stop being bombarded. Inflammation in the skin, driven partly by insulin spikes, begins to calm. People who have eliminated sugar for 2 weeks often report clearer skin, reduced puffiness, and a subtle but noticeable change in their complexion. Here's the twisted irony. You've probably spent money on skincare products when the most powerful anti-aging intervention was sitting in your pantry the whole time, waiting to be removed. The takeaway is simple and worth repeating. Your face reflects your blood chemistry. Clean up one, and you clean up the other. Days 10 through 14 bring perhaps the most profound shift. Your relationship with hunger begins to rewire. Sugar disrupts 2 key hormones, leptin and ghrelin. Leptin signals fullness to your brain. Ghrelin signals hunger. When you eat high-sugar foods regularly, leptin signaling weakens, and ghrelin stays elevated longer than it should. You eat, but your brain doesn't fully register satisfaction. You're hungry again an hour later.
This is not weakness of character. This is biological manipulation. By the second week without sugar, leptin sensitivity begins to restore. Your hunger signals start arriving and departing on a more honest schedule. You eat a meal and you feel done, genuinely done, not white-knuckling through cravings. This recalibration is one of the most underappreciated effects of a sugar-free period. The strength is real and measurable. The weakness is that it takes the full 14 days to consolidate, and most people abandon the experiment on day 5 because the hunger spikes in the first week feel like proof that it isn't working. It is working. Your biology just needs time to finish the sentence. So what do you actually do with this information? First, read ingredient labels and watch for the 50-plus names sugar hides behind, including maltose, dextrose, cane juice, and rice syrup. Second, front-load your meals with protein and fiber. Both slow glucose absorption and buffer the dopamine drop during the first few days. Third, tell your doctor if you're managing diabetes or insulin-related conditions before making any dramatic dietary changes, because removing sugar when you're on certain medications requires monitoring. Fourth, watch for the mood dip on days 2 and 3 and recognize it for what it is, a neurochemical readjustment, not a sign that your body needs sugar. Fifth, keep your hydration consistent. Glycogen release during the first few days causes your body to shed water along with it, and staying hydrated prevents the fatigue from compounding. Your body is not broken. It is responsive. Every biological system covered here, your insulin sensitivity, your triglycerides, your collagen, your hunger hormones, responds to input. Change the input, and you change the output. 14 days is not a diet. It is an experiment in what your baseline actually feels like when it's not buried under glucose spikes and dopamine. Some researchers suggest that even a single 2-week reset can recalibrate enough of these systems to make long-term changes easier to sustain. Your genetics load the gun. Your habits pull the trigger. So here's the question worth sitting with. How do you feel most mornings? Tired before the day starts? Foggy before your first coffee? Drop your answer in the comments. And if this kind of biology-first breakdown is what you want more of, subscribe. There's more where this came from. Subscribe. There's more where this came from.